This episode and every episode is brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. If it's a slip and fall,
guess what?
Call Mo DeWitt. Just call Mo.com. You won't regret it. There's no attorney like Mo DeWitt in Central Florida, and I am a shining example of that. He's a huge supporter of the arts and everything local, anything Central Florida.
He supports us. Please support him.
Injured on the go?
Just call Mo.
Just call Mo.com. We've got to start the episode. Welcome to Good Sauce. It's episode 5. I've got Nico Renato producing.
What's up?
I've got Joel Warren sitting shotgun.
What's down? What's down?
And that is such a good vibe and always what I'm looking for, which is why we're doing it, man. I just got back from Atlanta. We've got to talk about that. We've got to talk a whole bunch of things. Have you guys been to Atlanta?
Not recently.
Yeah, it is still ratchet. Beyond ratchet.
Explain.
If you've been to Atlanta, there's something that Atlanta has that is that Orlando doesn't. And this will be a bummer at first for me to say, because I love Orlando, because I feel like Orlando's loved me back, and we've been doing this dance now since 2008. Love the 407.
Yeah.
But one thing Atlanta has is like this deep culture, history. It's massive. It's got its own flavor. And a lot of times when you go to other downtowns like Orlando, it's kind of missing flavor. It's just bars. There's no big mural that was done by, this epic artists that like murals is such a massive part of Atlanta.
Are you daring Orlando to get a mural?
I mean, I guess for Orlando to become a little bit more like Atlanta, we're going to have to turn up a lot and not care as much, because Atlanta definitely is the king of and the queen of ratchetness.
When I was a kid, I always thought of Atlanta. They had Six Flags. It was the one theme park we didn't have. And so there was all this mystery to me about Six Flags.
Yeah, there's 6 of them.
So I'm like, how many do you need? That's like at least 3 too many.
5 more than 1.
I want to ride these rides. And then they had Coca-Cola. They had like the Coca-Cola Museum. And I did that. The one time I ever went to Atlanta was as a kid, and we did the Coca-Cola stuff.
Last time
it
I
was
was
fun.
Outside of this past weekend, I ate whale shark edibles and then went and saw some whale sharks.
Wait. The edibles are sourced from whale shark?
No, they were
That's just the name of them?
Gummies in the shape of a whale shark.
That's fine. That's just theming. I'm good.
Could have been just a regular shark, but I'm pretty sure it was a whale shark because of the occasion.
Was it by coincidence, or did you plan it?
Oh yeah, we planned it. I wanted to eat some edibles and watch some whale sharks. My favorite animal by far is the whale shark.
Whale sharks are really cool.
They are too dope. Natural,
least scary
camouflage.
Shark. Also biggest shark.
It's the biggest fish. It's the biggest fish on the planet. I think they're too dope. However, one of them just passed away like 2 years ago at that Atlanta aquarium. And that would have been a bummer to watch that happen on a couple of whale shark edibles. And I'm watching a whale shark pass away and just slowly float to the top. I would have cried. But I saw something even worse.
Worse than a drowning whale shark.
Yeah. So this is what I mean by like Atlanta. Atlanta feels like Florida, New York to me, because there's still like, flowers.
The South.
It's just something. It's the best of Florida and the best of New York out in Atlanta.
I can understand that, because I've always described Toronto as if they power wash New York.
Yeah, everything.
Like it has New York vibes, but it's just way cleaner. And it's like the Disney version of New York.
And then, so I was at the Red Clay Comedy Festival this past weekend, and that was so much fun. I had a blast meeting all these comedians from across the country. And then on the last day, me and my best friend, the host that was putting me up for the weekend, he was like, "Yo, let's go bird. You want to go? You want to go bird?"
Explain.
Bird is scooters, the electric scooters, like a line bike, but 2 wheels and vertical. We'd be scooting.
Yeah, I love to scoot.
We spent $100 on scooters that day. Because all we did was just scoot around in Atlanta for 2-3 hours.
So if you did the math, you probably could have purchased.
We could have definitely bought one of those scooters
and just buddied up.
Yeah.
Hug a bro, butts to nuts, riding around Atlanta.
But we did not. We decided to get charged greatly.
That's all right, because now you don't have to sell it.
It was so much fun. It's the only way I'm going now.
Now, you said you saw something more ratchet, I believe,
All right,
than a dying whale shark.
I got to walk into this one with some white gloves on.
You dangled the carrot on this one.
So I'm scooting around. Scoot, 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 scoot. Just scooting. And the first thing I see, we're like 20 minutes into this scooting experience all around Atlanta. Beltline to the train tracks to downtown. You can ride these things anywhere.
You ever scooted over train tracks? That's a
Yeah. You got
a
to
stunt.
I had a seat on my scooter, so I had to sit up because unless I'm going to sit on myself.
Oh, no, instant hemorrhoids.
That's the worst, dude. Sitting on yourself, that's how you know there is lower power.
Kick yourself in the balls.
That's a Satan move right there when you sit on yourself. I don't think girls have that. Like, I'm sure they can run into stuff and, like, smash their chest, but sitting on yourself, that's a snake eating a snake, man. It's a snake eating itself.
It's a kill move.
So I go ahead, I sit on myself in the middle of downtown Atlanta.
I love that term. You've said it 16 times.
And
Sit on yourself.
I sat on myself. I look up and I see on the stairs, I see a bunch of furries. There's just tons of furries.
What's a furry?
Furry, costume character, but
Okay,
their own unique design.
Got it.
Adult. These are homemade mascots.
Homemade mascots, and this guy's getting dressed up on a staircase, and I'm like, man, Atlanta is wild. I look up, it's the furry convention this past weekend. There's tons of these. I'll stick to it. These people who enjoy furries. I have nothing bad to say about you, except one thing. Outside of the costume, you guys all look the same. Mousy with Harry Potter glasses.
That's first.
Yeah, I'm a furist. This is some furrism. I was shocked by how
I'm sure there are intricacies and they all have individual identities. Rauce.
I think they are growing the furry costume characters in a lab somewhere because they all look like they have not seen sun.
It's probably a literal factory.
Yeah, it's a
Maybe the same one.
Millhouse factory. They all gave me Millhouse vibes from Simpsons. So I see the furry convention. I'm like, heck yeah. Take a right. Boom. Homeless woman. She just lifts up her shirt and just honks both of her whatnots right there.
Right at you?
Yeah, full eye contact. So I see some hobo boobs.
That's called an Atlanta handshake.
Yeah. That's that welcome to Atlanta, Georgia's on my mind. Because
Nice scooter. Oh, he just sat on himself.
I got Georgia on my mind because I am scarred. I'm scarred. I can't get any.
She showed you them peaches.
Yeah, any of these images out of my mind. We scoot about hour later, and
Did you have to recharge? This is a lot of scooting.
yeah, we did actually. We ran out of battery. That's how hard we scooted. And my host was like, "I've never even done that before." We get to this underpass, and it's just the two of us, my friend and I, and you see something underneath the underpass, and it is like. I think oh yeah, we're about to get Mad Maxed. There's something ominous over there, and it's like shaking. I'm like, oh God.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Whenever I see, and it looks like a human shape, but I still can't pick it out. But it's like vibrating, and whenever I see somebody like shaking or underneath an underpass, I'm thinking like I'm gonna get robbed.
I was gonna say I always just pretend to be on my phone and leave.
So like something's bad is going to happen.
I can't believe you're leaning into this. If I smell felonies, I run.
I'm scooting, and one
or
direction,
scoot, just any exit.
We're gonna scoot by this thing, and we already had a previous example of the host, the guy who put me up for the weekend, telling me like, yeah, you got to be a little street smarter out here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And he gave me an example. I was walking by an SUV, and outside of the back of the SUV, there was three people just selling like wig caps and wigs and whatnot out of the back of a trunk. And I looked back just to see what happened, and then I went, with the rest of my day. That night, the host who put me up was like, yeah, don't look back. Don't look back. Don't ever look back. When you see something, don't look.
Maybe he was just talking about a good way to stay motivated in life. I'm kidding. I get it.
What was underneath this underpass, I looked.
Never look back.
I looked. We're getting closer. I realized that it's actually two people All right. What? This is the craziest thing I've seen and experienced in a city life. 2 people, one of them standing up, leaning over, the other one sitting down, wheelchair. Girl, guy. Guy is shaking, vibrating, because they're going at it. Legless chick looks at me. Guy, homeless guy, looks at me. And we make eye contact as I just scoot on by. She has no legs, wheelchair, dude, chick, going at it.
Going at it meaning
Yeah.
they're fighting, or are they?
No, yeah, they are making
Quite the opposite.
sweet hobo underpass love. And you know what? Honestly, little romantic
How?
because it was like,
I don't see any of that.
you know, you got to squint to see the romance.
I don't know.
You weren't there. There was something special
You have
about
to
it.
squint. It's not really there. I
It
think.
smelled so bad underneath that underpass. It smelled so bad because I think that's where they lived. So I'm just scooting through their living room.
Were they like, hey?
Shame on me. You know, shame on me. I didn't even knock. Granted, in my defense, there was no door to knock on. But when we made eye contact,
Technically, they were out of place, not you in that
yeah.
letter of the law. I think that's a scootable location
The
on a road.
the white in the guy's eyes was so I think I scared him via scoot.
It could have just been meth.
It could have been, but it was so odd that later when we are going underneath the underpass and they're like 10 feet behind us, the host goes ahead and we're like speed mode. We kept saying speed mode. So we said speed mode and then we would just crouch and we would drive.
To be more aerodynamic.
Yeah. That was like kind of like how Naruto runs.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we were doing. But
Throw the arms back and let the wind take it.
Yeah, but on the scooter. And when he does that, falls out of his pocket in that underpass. So we scoot for like 8 more minutes. And we go, oh, God. Where? Oh, no.
We got to go back.
We got to go back. We got to go back to that underpass.
Back to the devil's den.
And we're like, there's no way. They had to have picked it up. We go back and...
Were the trolls still under the bridge?
No. So they have left the bridge. We have to scoot by them. Now they're walking. Guy is
One of them is.
Guy is pushing the woman in the wheelchair.
He's a gentleman.
And also like just nubs are out. I know a lot of legless people sometimes.
Do you?
I just say the image, the stereotype of like
say name 3.
Lieutenant Dan. He always had a blanket. You know,
okay, like
usually when people are legless, they're just not just public nubs. Full exposed nubs.
Pub nubs.
Public nublix, dude. It was a lot of nubs.
Well, that's good. She's accepted herself, and clearly you had, and obviously that guy had. He was into it.
He liked it. So I go ahead.
What's your type? Let me explain.
You ever had a pretzel before?
Let's just say,
like the nubs. That's my thing. That's
let's
the only
just
part
say
of the
I'm not
pretzel
much
I
of a
eat.
leg man.
So, at quick glance, too, because I've never seen like that amount of exposed nub. It looks like 3 or 4 nubs at quick look, and then your brain adjusts. You're just so not used to seeing that amount of nub. The guy pushing the woman in the wheelchair then looks at me and goes, "Happy Mother's Day." Happy Mother's Day. Hey, y'all, I was wondering.
To
me and my male friend. And he goes, "Happy Mother's Day. Hey, y'all, do you have any change?" And then he asked us for money, and we were like, "Nah, I'm so sorry." He goes, "God bless. It's all right, everybody." And then he just walked away, and he was so... I've had a lot of interaction with homeless people, but I was not expecting from page 1 that eye contact that I got, which was like, "What are you doing here?" It was scary, and I scared him to like, "Happy Mother's Day." Hey, y'all. You seem like two nice young fellows. Would you have any coin for a fellow like me? Like, he was so
You did
smooth.
catch
So
a kind
classy.
of a vulnerable moment the first time.
Oh, man. It was.
I gotta say, you also said you interact with a lot of homeless people. That's true. Both of us do this. We tend to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Including. Remind me of what the guy at Underhill, Mike, said.
Yeah.
About you. You introduced your wife to one of our favorite local homeless people that we run near. This is just too great.
Joel and I genuinely have like a homeless friend. His name is Mike.
Yeah, he's great.
He lives at Lake Underhill. He is so nice. He is the king of this park.
He wears a bucket hat no matter what the weather is.
Yeah.
And he's cheery.
And like a really funny moment before we even get into that, it was like I didn't see him for like months. And then I recently saw him not too long ago. I was like, "Where'd you go?" And he goes, "Oh, I biked to Cocoa and back." I completely
For him, that's a work trip.
Yeah. I mean, months just taking a bike to the beach and whatnot. But I introduced my wife to Mike, homeless Mike, and he looked at my wife, and I went, "This is my wife. I married this girl." And when a homeless man looks at your wife and goes, "Oh, your husband is crazy,"
That's what Mike said about Ross. Your husband is crazy.
he is crazy.
He's not wrong, but it was just funny
Oh.
to hear that level of judgment from, from
a
Mike.
homeless guy. I was like, man, come on, Mike. You're supposed to help me out here.
Stand up for your boy.
Yeah, be cool. But Mike's the man.
Yeah.
We should get Mike on the pod.
We might have to do it on location.
Yeah. He's not coming here. If I'm being honest,
We'll have to find out when he's not at the coast.
I got one rule from wifey: no homeless people in the house.
And that's a for now thing, I think, until
Yeah.
we really
That's-
hit our stride with security.
that's temporary. You
Good
know?
interview is a good interview.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm saying.
what'd you guys get into this weekend? Did you guys see any Underpass Titanic love scenes?
I got a concussion
You did.
on Friday night.
That's right.
I was playing in a indoor soccer game.
First one.
No. First concussion or first
First
game?
concussion.
No. I had one in college. I was playing tackle football with no pads or helmets. I don't recommend anyone do that.
All right.
And I was the one who ended up with a concussion. Didn't stop the game. It carried on, but
What
I
was
was
the
done
score?
for the day. I think it was question mark to birds upside down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How did it happen?
The most recent one. Okay, here's the thing. So I remember running into the game and playing for a few minutes, and then the next thing I remember, it's the second half of the game, and I'm outside of the plexiglass, and they're trying to get me to drink a Powerade.
No way. So you don't even remember what
I
happened?
lost about 20 minutes of memory.
No way. Not even
Apparently,
Gatorade?
what happened, and I found this out last night. I talked to my boys about it. They were describing it. They remember all the details. So I told Ross yesterday, I'm like, I don't really know what happened. I was just running, and then I woke up 20 minutes later. The boys were like, no, you don't remember that woman slide tackled you. And I was like, what? And they go,
Dude, we'll dump that. We don't have to go public with that.
I don't care.
Yeah, you got slit tie. How was she, like a middle-aged mom?
She was probably 30 years old. And
Okay.
she was a mom, and she still is. Shout out to all the moms. Happy Mother's Day.
yeah.
She,
That's
and I don't mean that in the way that the homeless guy in Atlanta said it. But anyway, I guess this is how the play-by-play was described to me. You were through on goal, and then from behind, slide tackle took out your ankles.
red card.
Red card. Yep.
Not even a foul called. He played advantage. Because somebody on my team got the ball and then went through. And he goes, then everybody kind of looked back and saw that you were just laying on the ground with your eyes closed. And I guess I fell awkwardly and my head whipped back and hit the ground. I got like a whiplash, knocked myself out scenario. It's not great.
This is not very 2024 of me. And you saw this little competitive, the battle of the sexes head just show up right there. Because when I was in elementary school and middle school, and it was guys versus girls, girls versus guys, there's a little part of me that never left.
No, you're playing a game.
Yeah, but
This is also a no contact league. Like if you do
Oh my
anything,
God.
it's a foul.
she was drunk with power.
She might have actually been drunk. There is a bar in the place.
Yeah,
but
I would blame that. slide tackling under influence.
Or she just really didn't want that goal to go in.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If she looked at me, she could have thought that maybe even if she let me go, it was like a 30% chance of me making it. My stats aren't great. I'm not a powerhouse in the
she was
indoor
not
league.
going to take that chance.
No, she didn't. She risked my health and well-being.
I have no shame in saying, and this is just a true fact, being open here. A dude punches me and I get knocked out versus if a woman punched me and I get knocked out, one of those hurt a little bit more. If the girl punches me and I get knocked out, that's going to sting a little bit more. When I wake up and I'm like, what happened? And they're like, Jessica, left hook. I'm going to be like, damn, dude, are you kidding me?
But it's different when it's a sucker punch, Ross.
Yeah. Well, you kind of got sucker punched.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you know what? I believe in equality. So as soon as I came to, I fought her.
Yeah.
I came out on top in that one.
Yeah. You should see the other girl.
1-to-1, ma'am. 1-to-1.
I love that. You should see the other girl. What happened to you? You should see the other girl.
Shout out to all the moms out there. We hope you had a great Mother's Day
We
weekend.
need to take a quick break from conversation so I can tell you about the History Center. The History Center that makes its home in downtown Orlando in that majestic, historic courthouse. The History Center that has 4 floors that covers 16,000 years of history. The History Center that has my favorite exhibit probably ever. The exhibit that covers the 1994 FIFA World Cup, because that World Cup, we had some games in Orlando. So this whole exhibit just celebrates the love affair that the city beautiful has with the beautiful game. Yeah. That History Center, the Orange County Regional History Center, and you can get more information at thehistorycenter.org. Do it. Support your local museums. Oh, man. Mother's Day,
Love you, Mom.
I straight dropped it, dude. I dropped the ball. Big old fart on Mother's Day.
You were scooting.
It was just a... That's all it was.
Silent?
It was silent. I got home late. I didn't do anything for Mother's Day. I was out of town. I got to make it up.
Did you mention it?
I mean, I called my mom. I called my wife.
That is literally the least you can do, so you did that.
I did do that, a small amount of communication.
It's
but
better than not anything.
I think this is I had this conversation with Olivia. She was like, "What are we gonna do for Mother's Day?" And I thought, like, "Oh, okay, I get it. You see what I'm saying?"
Did you
She's pregnant.
clarify? Were you like, for who?
Yeah, like
What do you mean?
I didn't know that Mother's Day pregnancy. I could assume, I could think that,
Your shift has already started
but
when
I
you're growing
didn't.
one.
But I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like that was like
It was a gray area.
You realize what you've set up for yourself, though. Next year has to be epic.
Yeah, everything's gold. And
Yeah.
platinum dipped
They're-
in chocolate.
Yeah, there better be some stuff.
Golden flakes, just
There needs to be a snow cone maker in this house for that.
at the very least fondue.
At very
At
least.
very least,
Some dippers. Let's do
dip
it.
some apples and some cheese that we'll pretend to like.
I don't like holidays where there's no real definite what you're supposed to do, like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day. I feel like some people go hard, some people don't barely do anything.
I've got one friend who is vehemently, passionately against.
Say that again.
Vehemently, is that right? Vehemently.
I think. And that may be a tomato, but I
Yeah,
think
it's-
I'm the only right one.
It's fine. I agree. Passionate.
That's passionate.
Yeah. But I think he's against every holiday. I don't think there's one holiday that this guy backs. One of my favorite moments, from this guy is that he never liked Christmas. Like, which I'm so white, that makes me like, "Oh, I'm peeved. Don't get me peeved. Why are you going to take it out on Christmas?"
I mean,
Like, I love Christmas. And he never backed it until one day he took a couple of hits of acid and he watched The Grinch.
oh, well, that'll do it.
And he was about 40 minutes into The Grinch. And then he was just like, dude,
I get it.
I'm the Grinch.
Oh,
He watched that movie and he saw himself as the Grinch. And Ever since then,
Wow.
he's really warmed up to Christmas. He gets
well,
That's a trip.
that's because he's gonna steal it.
it.
He just found out what his end game was.
Maybe he never finished the movie. Maybe he never saw.
No.
You never saw the U-turn, and he was just like, "Oh my God, this guy's onto something."
He's like, no, I
he hates
figured it
Christmas.
out.
I hate Christmas.
I'm already plotting. If you ever see him sizing up your chimney, look out.
Christmas is like that A-cut filet mignon holiday, and then there's the individual little fringy holidays.
Well, and everybody knows the rules for Christmas.
Yeah,
You go hard.
you go hard.
Birthdays, you go hard. I just think that all the other ones, they need to get their
Cinco de
story
Mayo,
straight.
you go hard.
Oh, that's amateur night. Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo is
Cinco de Mayo and St. Patty's Day are just like
But
rough nights for bars.
Hola.
but everyone, to go to your point, everyone knows what's going
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
on
it's
those
tequila.
holidays. Yeah.
It's a binge drinking holiday.
Right. Tacos and tequila.
And I'm pretty sure that the two origin countries of those holidays, Ireland, Mexico, do not celebrate.
Do you want to know an all-American cheap tradition? It's if all that beer goes on sale on the 6th.
That's the
You
real
go,
American
and then
holiday.
I used to have a party called Drinko de Mayo where we would get on sale Cinco de Mayo and then drink it later for cheaper.
That's a good deal.
And then everybody can still work Cinco somewhere else
Right.
and then go to have that as the real one. Drinko de Mayo.
It's like the Friendsgiving of Cinco de Mayo.
Exactly. Friendsgiving.
I have no idea.
It just means you hate your family.
I have no idea what Arbor Day is.
Trees.
Trees. We celebrate trees.
Yeah, because arborists are tree
Okay.
peeps.
And then what's
Tree trimmers.
the
Those are,
yeah they celebrate.
yeah, why not? Sure.
What do
It's where we celebrate landscaping in general. Just all those guys out there.
topiaries, right? Is it?
Topiaries, that's like art that's
That's
from
Edward
plants.
Scissorhands.
Yeah.
yeah. He's making all sorts of things.
Shout out Epcot.
Yeah. What's the one with you can't wear white? There's a holiday
You're not
that's
supposed
like,
to wear white until after Memorial Day.
Okay, but that's not
And you
even
wear it from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
that's not even a holiday thing. That's just like a fashion rule, right?
It's just the fashion industry telling you what to do again.
Oh, they are so dumb.
Can't tell me what to do.
Can't stop. What's another? I personally, I wish that the D-list holidays would happen more. Like, I know that there's a holiday technically like National Hot Dog Day, National Cheese
Yeah.
Stick Day. I do want one of those to like catch fire.
Go like mainstream.
Yeah, like
Yeah, they made up a bunch of them too, especially if you look on social media at all. It's like Happy Pet Day, Happy Bird Day, Happy Best Friends Day, and I'm like, I don't know where you got this information, but
so we are recording this on Tuesday the 14th. What is today's national holiday? I'm gonna guess, like, I bet you there's like a baklava, some sort of, I don't know, dessert.
say that again.
Baklava, what is it?
Baklava.
Baklava. Dude, I can't. I don't even know why I chose to talk.
I want you to keep taking shots on these vocab words because
I
I'm
swear,
living for it.
a lot of people
May
forget,
14th.
dude. Speech impediment. I had that.
Did you?
Yeah. I had all the classes and stuff. I called hospitals for like 15 years. I'm not proud of it. I'll delete that. I'll cut that. I don't want to go public with
So
that.
we actually have a couple holidays today.
Yeah. Give
Okay.
us
Today is
top dog.
Today is National Dance Like a Chicken Day.
Oh, that's from who? Who said? Is that from the founding fathers?
That was Chick-fil-A. That was Big Cow.
International Chihuahua Appreciation Day.
Oh yeah, you can skip over that. I don't like those dogs.
Hey, now.
Buttermilk Biscuit Day, though.
Now we're talking.
What's up?
Right.
Okay,
If your name is Bruce, today is a National Bruce Day.
Bruce Day? Happy Bruce Day, all you Bruces out there.
shout out to Bruce's.
Yeah, Bruce Nation.
we need more Bruce's.
Who's your favorite Bruce?
I would go with Willis.
Why wouldn't you?
Because there's also Lee. Because Bruce Lee is cooler, but I'll go Bruce Willis. He was part of my formative years. Die Hard just rocked me.
He's the man.
I'm going Lee.
Yeah. Lee's cooler than
Yeah, Bruce
Willis.
Lee's
but-
awesome.
I'm going the Bruce from Finding Nemo.
Oh,
My name's Bruce.
hello. Yeah, did you know, you ever heard of Dame Edna? It's a drag character.
Uh,
It's this like old lady character. And anyway, look up Dame Edna. It's the guy who does the voice for Bruce.
Look at that.
And that Bruce passed away, I think, last year. So rest in peace, that Bruce.
And you're talking about the shark from Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
yes.
The guy who did the
It's
voice
your friends, not food.
for the shark from Finding Nemo is also most famous for being a like drag queen before those were even famous.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's how he got the gig.
For Nemo? Yeah.
Yeah, if he was
Oh,
just
he's like a Australian legend in comedy.
That's what's up. Dame Edna sounds familiar, but what's the actor's name? Do we know? I don't. Regardless, we got one more national holiday.
National Decency Day.
All right. I mean,
Gotta be decent today.
yeah, we got to be decent. Just at the very least, average.
All right. Barry Humphries is the name.
There you go. Shout out to Barry Humphries.
And that's Dame Edna.
Purple hair. That's
Purple
a good
hair.
look. That's a good look.
Got the kitty cat glasses. And I mean, Dame Edna was on Conan. Like it wasn't a secret.
I
Dame
saw Ginger Minge. I did comedy shows with Ginger Minge, who I think it's safe to say Orlando's biggest drag queen export.
my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any other drag
You
queen
want to hear a wild story?
as famous as Ginger Minge.
I have known that performer.
He almost said
I've known Ginger since they were 9 years old.
that is wild.
And then we did all these plays together when we were both, I'm a little older than they are, and didn't see each other for years. And then we did a play together in our early 30s, and they would fit in really well on this show. Let me just say that.
Well-
Our vibe is also present there. Ginger Minge, legend, was on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not small-time
Won.
stuff.
Did win, got to the finals. All I know is
There's no way to find that out.
I did comedy shows with Ginger Minge, and
So-
she destroyed. She was so funny.
and such a good singer.
And they cast me as just essentially as like this straight guy, not out of the closet yet, twink, to open up their show. So, and then it was their opening act, and there's 3 drag queens, and I remember one drag queen. Man, listen, I understand there are a lot of people who have not dove into anything drag. To you people, listen, you are wrong. You're wrong. You haven't let yourself have fun. You don't, even if, like, I'm trying to speak to that super conservative, like, religious person who is just not about it, doesn't get it. I've never had a sample size. Just go out to Hamburger Mary's. Have that place introduce you to the world of drag queens and how it's beyond entertaining. Whatever word is beyond entertaining, every time I see a drag queen, I just smile. It's the most contagious smile.
Well, and to the credit of specifically Ginger Minge, this is just a performer who's really good at performing. I don't care what they're wearing. I don't care what it is. The jokes are good. The songs are good. If you're good at something, I'll probably watch you do it.
I remember one time,
Even if you're under a bridge in Atlanta.
I was watching a RuPaul Drag Race, and I remember one of the performers came out, and this was like a big moment on the show when it happened, when she lifted up her hat and all the rose petals came out. And it was just such a showman, like, dance display. I don't know, man.
That's showbiz, baby.
I'm so pro drag queens, and it bugs me that some people will never get to let themselves experience that.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of shows, this is on Wednesday. Our show, 10 sketches.
It is, yeah. Let's wrap.
We open this week. It's happening.
It's happening.
If y'all want to come see us live, we're doing 10 original sketches live. I told somebody, it's like the videos, but we're doing them all in one take.
Yeah. And I'm really proud for them not to be Central Florida or Orlando based as well.
Is there for anybody from anywhere at any time? It's a blast. We ran our run through yesterday in the theater, and it was, man, we got a big old theater, so please come out.
Yeah, it's a really big theater. It's the hardest, I know. I don't want to speak for you, but I can speak for myself. I posted this yesterday on social media of going that this is the hardest, I think, the biggest comedy project of my life, of going from page 1 to page 44, of just everything that was put into the script is to try to make people laugh
Yeah, it's a fun, good time.
as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, it opens on Thursday this week, Thursday the 16th.
It is true. I believe it's an early show as well. I want to say it's like 5:45 or 6.
It is. It's at 5:45. Then it's the next day, the 17th, a little bit later. But we have 7 shows at the festival. You can get tickets at orlandofringe.org or at rosscomedy.com.
That is 100% true. We've got to take a quick break because we have got to tell you about some of our sponsors who are unbelievably cool. We will be right back.
Love you. Ross.
Joel,
I want to have a beer.
where are we going?
Half Barrel Beer Project, baby.
This is such a cool bar, perfectly located around the theme parks. First of all, their food is amazing. I'll stand by this. Go spend $12 and find me 3 bigger sliders. They also have some of the best beer that is on this planet.
I think they won't be offended. They're beer nerds.
they're beer nerds.
HalfBarrelProject.com. Half Barrel Beer Project, your new local pub.
Welcome back. We're happy to be back. Here it is. Thank you for listening to some commercials. There's a lot of ads out there these days, but
But those ones are the best.
those ones were the best. I am Ross.
I'm Joel.
That is
Nico.
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 I wasn't expecting to have to say my whole name and all that.
We like to surprise you.
Yeah, we got to
obviously.
keep you on your toes.
Right.
You never know when we're going to say, what's 2 plus 2?
4, 5, 4.
No, you're good.
No, you had to trust your gut there. 6 times 6.
Oh, wow. Okay. I
I
was trying to set up some defense. Like, okay, we don't do
Yeah.
that much math here.
Yeah, it's multiplication. We were just talking outside because we all know about this, where we are, first of all, recording in a brand new studio that is a mother-in-law suite in my house that my second trimester wife painted this entire weekend while I was out of town and surprised me.
Don't trimester, do-mester.
That's what I tell her.
She's in her second do-mester.
Yeah, it's more of a do-mester with my wife. That is so funny. That is, yeah. She doesn't do trimesters. She's doing do-mesters. Absolutely. I honestly, the second trimester thus far feels very Adderall-y.
Very productive.
Yeah. Like she is. I'm not saying that she's on Adderall, but I'm saying that she's kind of acting like
She
somebody.
is Adderall.
Yeah.
I helped her set up the studio, and she was running circles around me, bro. It wasn't even close.
Right? And every now and then she would just grunt. Right? Every now and then she does a little pregnant grunt. And
That
then
was actually the baby grunting just out of her mouth.
I don't know anything about the woman's body.
No, that's not true. Don't believe that.
All right, good to know.
I meant to use my kidding face.
But she throws a couple pregnant grunts, like if you know, kind of like I think most pregnant women.
Yeah. You grunt as needed when you're growing a life.
Like she gets out of bed.
I do that. Am I pregnant?
What's no?
I'm just 40-ish.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like
Right.
her pregnant grunt is more action based, while other grunts beforehand have been more like.
Those are more emotional grunts.
I don't know. I
This
think.
is labored.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, now they're like. I don't know, man. They're very.
That sounded like 2 dogs fighting over a dog toy.
Am I wrong though? When she was painting this, was she not like kind of snarling every now and
It
then?
wasn't something that I noticed particularly when.
All right.
I didn't. It was kind of if she does, I didn't notice it.
I love that when people have sounds and you know them.
Yeah.
You make sounds, Russ. When you get frustrated, you'll just be like, ah!
Oh yeah.
You do that a lot. I've never heard anybody. I don't know. What is that? A primal shriek?
That's anger. It's untempered.
Sometimes it's not based in any real danger or frustration. Like you'll just do it. And I'm like, what? And you're like, my socks. Where are they? I'm like, oh,
I think
you're that mad about your socks.
I don't know. This was odd. Nico Renato over there, our producer, we went to high school with each other, and there was like a large era of time where we would just. Were you part of that? Were you part of that little club where we would just yell? We would just yell. Like I had a good couple of months of my life where
You were just Scream Boys?
Well, yeah, we thought it was so funny. We just thought yelling and screaming was so funny.
I still kind of think it is.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. I'm like, I love it.
Yeah.
It's an option that I think isn't used enough, and people wait till they're mad. I'm like, don't only yell when you're mad.
Yeah, you can.
It's fun. Do it all the time.
Gotta be guttural. Like,
I do remember though in high school. I don't know if you remember. There would be big gatherings. People would be like, "Wow, what's going on? Is there a fight? Fight's going on! Fight! Everybody run!" You'd run up to the action, and somebody would just be playing rock paper scissors.
yeah, that was a good joke. That would happen.
I love that.
That's you're emotionally ready for violence,
Right,
and it's that.
and it's
What a trick.
I remember when a fight broke out in high
What a
school.
double cross.
in a good way.
Yeah, and nobody gets hurt.
I remember a fight in high school. In our high school, Deputy Lloyd, right? Isn't it Deputy Lloyd?
Deputy Lloyd, I believe.
You never forget your first. And-
Resource officer?
Yeah. He was just on campus, straight chilling, just being a police officer. I've always thought that would have been a cake job, like a pretty chill job. But
No, it's not.
well, I just like if you live.
Well, think about what the calls are. It's either kid fight or school shooting.
Yeah,
That's it.
but that's got to happen. Like
Nothing in between. He doesn't have traffic stops.
I'm gonna bet that it's not gonna be school
really?
shooting.
I hope it's not, but that's the only person who has to deal with him.
But like
that dude.
and then with fights,
He's
I don't know. You got them beat. Sure, you're outnumbered, but you got a couple of decades on them. Then you also have mace. Remember, there was
remember that.
There was a fight in high school, and this deputy showed up, and he just maced. He was just macing everyone.
Really?
bystanders, anyone that was in range.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying.
getting
Like you can win
With mace?
Yeah, if you are a school officer,
They're like, you brought backpacks to a mace fight.
I don't know. I think there are way worse positions in the police officer. I don't even know how do you pick that?
I don't know that you do. I think it's an assignment, isn't it?
Maybe you
Nobody's
apply,
picking that.
something
They're
like
like
that.
they're like it's a tough gig, but
They're like, hey, you did a bad
you
job over here. I don't know. That's such a hard job. They would
we'll
have
give
to
you
have
a
a
house.
certain set of skills. Like they'd have to be good at communicating, maybe above average in that. Definitely a high level of patience, especially it depends on the school level. Like middle school, if you're a middle school resource officer, that is a hard gig.
See, like, I'm not saying police officers are an easy job. Obviously, it is a ridiculously hard job.
And beyond that, some days it would just suck.
But there's so many.
You don't get
I need
paid
more
enough.
context on like each police officer position because there's like police officers that just chill at the jail cell. Like they're chilling there. There's other police officers that are like just driving around, pulling people over.
The jail one would be hard too. If somebody was like, I'm going to get out, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead.
And then out of all of those, I'm thinking school gotta be kind of the chillest. At least at our high school. Yeah, sure, there's going to be some fights that's going to pop up like, I don't know, 3-4 times a year.
Oh, no, it's more than that.
I mean, in our, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah, it's. I think
How many fights
school
were
by
there
school.
in a season?
Like you're talking real, like they happened. Not everybody said there was, and they're shoved, and then it didn't happen.
I mean, first of all, did you guys ever get into a fight? Have you fought someone?
No, I'm not a fighter.
Have you fought someone? You fought someone.
There was. It wasn't in school, and it wasn't anything really, but it was at work actually.
You fought someone at work? Yeah, take that, Bennigan's.
They were like questioning my wine skills too much, and I was like, "Screw that."
Are you talking about a fight that we're gonna have here? Did we insult you?
So you fought someone at work.
Very young age. I was
16, 17?
pizza delivery. Yeah, this was high school. Pizza delivery. There was one of the cooks that kept messing around, and he.
Did you hear that? That was a huge choice that you just made. And he was messing around.
He kept messing around, man. So what he was doing is he was taking some of the leftover sausages and he was placing them vertically on people's antennas.
Okay.
Or like
You fought someone over someone
okay.
putting Italian sausages
Listen.
on antennas?
No. I didn't fight him over that. I fought him because I told him not to do it to my car. I laughed at his joke. I shared, even though it was dumb. That's so stupid. But I mean, ultimately, it's not like scratching someone's car. It's not like ultimate damage. It's just funny. You just have to take it off, whatever.
Yeah,
so I laughed at his
on
joke.
your antenna.
He puts a sausage link on your antenna.
I
and
said,
that
man,
crossed the line.
I just told him not. I just told him not to. Right.
Yeah, not mine.
Yeah, you made a pact. An
Yeah, I did.
anti-sausage pact.
What kind of car do you have?
It was actually my mom's car at the time, so I think that there was like some protectiveness over it.
You're like, yeah, don't put your sausage on my mom.
Bro, it's not even my mom. Yeah, you're like, don't do that.
Don't sausage my mom's car, bruh.
Literally.
We're going to have a little problem. We're going to have to shoot fives in the street.
I don't throw these hands over nothing, but you sausage my mom's car and we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just know that that he got some. I confronted him first about it. I said,
I told you the rules.
I told you, yeah, literally.
You crossed a red line.
And he just started. I can remember his face.
There's no way anybody could have predicted sausage on antennas. No, got you to the place of like, I will hurt you, man.
It was more of the
You
fact that,
backstabbed me. Why is that your weakness?
that was it.
It seems more like it's
like,
so specific.
we had a pact.
Okay, just so I know, this is a new working relationship. What can Ross and I not do? Or you're gonna hit us.
Yeah. Is there more?
Where's the line?
Not gonna hit it.
I want to know. I know that you say that, but like, I bet the pizza guy thought that too.
Well, this is also 16. It was, emotionally a lot more immature than, something like a sausage on an antenna can really set a guy off at that age.
Apparently.
At that, but I've learned to grow.
Was it a good sausage? Like, was it a waste of a good sausage? Let's actually.
I mean, I don't know if it was like contaminated or not.
Think about it from
It was afterwards.
where the
That's
sausage.
Yeah.
You're not gonna eat that.
After that, it's done.
I have gotten into 2 fights, and do you know who I fought? Do you remember?
I know one of them. I know one of them.
I fought a kid that was like straight scrappy when I was like in kindergarten, and we were going at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just fought, and we were ripping each other's shirts, and we were just sticking each other in the face. But I think that might be the best time to fight because like your wrists, everything is so weak. Like, what are you gonna, like
can't do a lot of damage.
Yeah, you can't really do a lot of damage when you're like 5 or 6.
Yeah, because like now, look at you. You're a fighting machine.
Dude,
you're lethal.
I would stomp a 6-year-old right now if I fought. But what I'm saying is that, you see what I'm saying? As a 6-year-old, it's a fair fight, and I don't really think 6-year-olds can hurt each other that much. But then I got into a fight in high school, and that felt cool. I had my cool moment, and it was. I'm not saying everyone. Yeah, no, everyone. I'm not saying everyone should fight, but if you got into one fight in your life, like that's a huge life experience.
I take it back. I got in one fight. I got slide tackled by a woman at an indoor soccer game, and she knocked me out.
That is, yeah. I guess
I forgot to look at it that way. I'm 0-1.
Yeah, you're 0-1.
But whatever. I'll learn from it. And let's just say if there's a rematch, oh, look out, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm wearing cleats next time.
I fought a kid, and he threw a skateboard at me. And this was the moment where as soon as it happened, I was like, I'm never getting into a fight again, because this is one of the last things I've ever got to experience. It made me feel like a badass. I blocked a skateboard. And with
forearm block?
Yeah, forearm block with my right. And if I'm being honest, I think over time I've built it up in my head. But then I swung and connected with my left. So I blocked a skateboard and
the old 1-2
jet lead with a left. That's how I convinced myself of it. But I'm swinging with my left, dude. I can't do anything with my left hand. So that was more like a
weird.
I don't know. It probably felt like a plastic cup with a couple of ice cubes being thrown across his face. Like,
here's where you went wrong, Russ. What you should have done is grab the skateboard with your right, then do a wave as a distraction with your left, a jazz hand, and then hit him with the skateboard.
Yeah.
And that's a death blow.
Yeah.
And then you're in jail. So do you even really want to do this? But if you take my advice, that's what you should have done.
Sometimes I get sad over how little I use my left hand. It would be so dope to have 2 essentially dominant hands. Mm-hmm. That would be wild.
It's a north and a south paw.
Yeah, that would
both paws.
Ambidextrous people. Those guys.
Like what are they called again?
Amphibians.
The baseball players that can bat both ways.
Switcheroos.
Switch
hitters.
Yeah.
Switch hitters blow my mind. Like, how the heck can he do that?
There's people throwing right-handed, left-handed. That every now and then.
You
that
think
happens.
about it though, that's just using everything available.
Yeah.
Everybody, we're all just idiots, those of us, and I am included.
Yeah.
I also have a worthless half of my body.
You're right. Think about that. We have all just given.
We're just
up
doing half of our available
half of our body.
physical. Wow, that's now such a failure.
99% of society.
That's why aliens don't care about us. They're only using half their bodies. These guys are idiots.
Gave up on their whole left part, their whole left side. They don't do anything with. You're not going to believe this.
It's like, okay, we found this species. With their right hand, they can like hammer stuff and throw things. What do they do with the left? Hold the stuff to hammer. Hold it kind of still.
They do everything with their right, nothing with their left.
So they also catch baseballs with their... Nope, they do that with their left. Why? Nobody knows.
Yeah, that is so funny. That just like with enough practice, we could really get good with all of our weak sides. If you're left-handed, God, man, left-hander. Anybody here left? No, we're all right-handed.
Yeah.
The way God meant it.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
No, I think that's the truth. It's like you may not believe in God, but if you do, he's right-handed.
Right? He's got to, dude. That's what he's saying. He's looking at left-handed people going like, oh, what happened? I zigged instead of zagged. You're right. That's a cold, hard fact that God is definitely.
Handed, at least.
Yeah. God's right-handed. I'm kind of jealous, though, of left-handed people because, they got more
they're worth
spice.
more on the market.
Yeah, because
If you've got a sick left cross.
Yep.
If you can play left-footed soccer, if you're a left-handed basketball player, anything, it's worth more.
Yeah, left-handed people have some strengths. And I would think it's more of like a club. I wonder what's the world record. World record of most left-handed people in one location. Someone's had to go for it because if you're left-handed, I bet
Like at a time,
you're like in
just
a
a collection
subgroup.
of lefties.
Like you have like group texts with other left-handed people, and they're all like filled with typos.
There have been some high achieving lefties.
And if you're left-handed,
it's not something I think people even think about.
If you're
Obama's left-handed.
A lot of cool people are left-handed. I want to say left-handed people are like overall better.
Because just the struggle to find scissors alone.
Yeah. You got some left-handed people.
Have you ever tried to right-hand some left-handed scissors?
No.
Oh, it feels like you're on the wrong planet, dude.
It's
You're
awful.
Just like, ow, it hurts. And I'm like, is this
Driving on the wrong side of the road?
Yeah.
It's giving me some stats for what countries are the most have the most like left-handed population.
Yeah, what do you get?
Yeah, who's the most lefty?
The Netherlands,
Of course.
almost at 13% left-handers.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Why?
If you think about it,
Holland?
just
You
they
think
give that the mystique.
They
I
feel
don't
like
understand.
a left-handed country.
Yeah.
Because they have two names for their country and both are right. I hate that.
Yeah.
Are they the Netherlands or are they Holland? And why two names? Is that like saying the United States of America and America, USA? It bothers me. Both of these things.
I know
For years
America can get people like calling the states America. That can rub people.
Well, all those
wrong
things are
way.
based in the same name. Like the Netherlands, at no point do I hear Holland in that.
Yeah, very different.
I don't get it.
Got to be a
I've been there and I loved it. I have 100% approval rating on Holland.
They had a
Netherlands,
they had a
whichever
PR change somewhere across the road.
I guess it's like meta world peace.
I would have gone with Holland. What other?
Both right, but at different times.
Yeah, give me more left-handed stats. I'm curious about.
Is Ron Artest?
You know, one
left-handed?
thing that left-handers have trouble with, though, writing with ink pens.
Yeah,
Don't-
think of that's so wild. If there's any better example of society going like, oh, we didn't think about that. Just like somewhere across the road. If you're left-handed, you got ink spots on the bottom of your hand. Because when you are writing, everyone puts their hand on the paper. When you write, right, a lot of people put their hand right here. The left-handed people then put their hand on the paper as they write, and then they are smearing the ink.
Never even thought about that.
I saw that all the time in high school.
I'm so inconsiderate.
One time I was cheating off. This is my favorite left-handed person. This is so cool. What was his name? His name was Zach. Shout out to Zach from high school. I think he was a valedictorian, right?
Valedictorian?
Yeah, whatever it is. He's
I like valedictorian.
Yeah, he's a valid Victorian.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with. He was left-handed. I had Spanish 2 honors. I was only in
I believe it's dos.
I was only Spanish 2 honors because I cheated so much in Spanish 1. He was left-handed and he was sitting to the right of me. And it was perfect. Or no, he was sitting to the left of me. It was perfect. I had a clean shot at his test.
He didn't use his right arm to guard answers?
No, because he was a homie. And I don't even think he knew because I was shifty in trying to get my answers. I was a different person in high school.
Nah, man, all you needed was a left-handed homie to succeed.
Yeah, so all of a sudden,
Worked.
I don't think he was a homie, actually. I think he picked up on it, and then he asked to sit to the right of me.
What a jerk.
Yeah, or the seats got arranged or something. Over. Left-handed people, if they're to the right of you, can't do anything.
What a narc.
I don't know if he was. I don't want to spread rumors about
You just shouted him out.
Zach the valid Victorian.
Maybe he wasn't so valid after all.
He was the valuable...
Invalid Victorian.
Yeah,
there.
the invaluable victory.
He's going to lose his validity over this alone.
Well, what's another left-handed fact?
I'm finding some facts that aren't really facts. They're more opinion based. Like it said, one said left-handers are typically better at sports.
Yeah, that checks out. Supply and
That's
demand.
subjective. I mean, that's subjective.
If no, I don't even think that's subjective. I think that is objective. You could probably prove that 100% of going that left-handed people are going to be better at sports, pitching, baseball, anything that's like different is an advantage.
True.
I want to know how many left-handed. Holland has 13% of their population. I wonder what the population of pitchers are that are left-handed.
Not a lot of Dutch pitchers.
It's going to be more than 13%.
You don't hear about a lot of people throwing no-hitters named Vandenklunkel.
All right.
Oh, man. We were talking about fighting. The last fight. What was the last fight that you saw? UFC's normalized fighting for me. I think I've gone down the UFC hole a little bit. And I'm not, for some strange reason, I'm not like the happiest about it. Because I still like...
You're into it?
I don't know. It's like I'm watching a car accident.
A human, fleshy car accident.
Human, fleshy car accident. There are some punches that are packing as much of a car accident.
Have you seen the competitive slapping?
So that's not enough for me. I can't
believe it. Like what a way to risk your hearing.
There was a movie. I continue to think this, and I assure you, we are not helping this next statement. But there's a movie that is so prophetic, and if you haven't seen it, definitely see it. Idiocracy with Luke Wilson. And the whole premise of the movie is that...
Mike Judge, right?
Yeah. And the whole premise of the movie is everyone, ever since like the 50s, everyone has thought we get better technology and we get smarter in the future. But then this movie throws out the possibility that, well, dumb people have more kids, therefore smart people will actually evolve out and we get dumber as a species.
Yeah.
And
the idiots will rise.
Do you guys remember like the #1 TV show in the dumb future in Idiocracy? It's Ouch My Balls. That's the name of the show. And the show is just someone falling down and just racking themselves over and over and over again. And it's got like the best ratings.
Basically, Fail Army is the only entertainment.
See where I'm getting at?
We're kind of there.
We're a little bit there where we're just scrolling and watching people eat it and then it's just not marketed as "ouch my balls."
It's just kids getting hurt on Instagram.
I don't know, man.
That account rips, by the way.
Yeah, see, what is the Instagram?
Kids getting hurt.
Kids getting hurt is a great follow. Great follow. Because
None of them die. They just hit their head on stuff.
some of them you're like,
Ooh.
he didn't die, but I mean, he might be held back. You know, he might miss a year of school.
He might be cheating off a left-handed Zach pretty soon.
It was a thing.
25% of pitchers are left-handed,
Look at that.
which is
We're still dominating.
larger than I thought.
Yeah, but come on.
But that is-
righties are still.
That is objective proof, though, that left-handed people are better at sports. To me, that they're more in demand. If that number is that much higher than any society, if Holland's at 13,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's your point.
left-handed
You start
people?
telling me that 93% of CEOs are left-handed, I will perk my ears a bit more.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder if left-handed people are something else.
They're 25% of something, though.
They've got to be. I wonder what they. I don't know. Shout out if you're left-handed. Shout out to the left-handers.
I wonder what percentage of our listeners are listening with their left ears.
Yeah. Oh, just one ear.
They
Wait.
put one earbud in. You ever do that? You ever want
I
to?
hate it. I can't do one ear anything, dude. I feel like I'm having a stroke.
I've had a conversation with my wife and realized that in her other ear was a podcast.
Yeah, I don't know how people do that.
That's why she loves me.
Yeah,
Because in her other ear is what she wants to listen to.
that's how it works.
And it probably wasn't our podcast.
Yeah, no chance.
I was not in her other ear.
We'll wrap this up sooner than later, but let's get a little spicy here at the end.
Oh, man. I thought we were already there.
No. Let's make this a thing starting now, right? Well, my neighbors, it's all right. So I've got a 12 o'clock neighbor in the front yard neighbor. Super cool. Mad dope. Awesome. Neighbor, backyard neighbor. I've had to call the cops on. And let me just get that. It was me. I called the cops because you guys are wilding. There's something going on in my backyard.
It's not good.
I've heard it.
You've heard it, right?
Heard it,
What did you hear?
If it's on the Renadar, then it's something.
It's
If
hard
it's
not to
on
hear.
Renado's Renadar,
She's very possessive over her car,
yeah.
and she's very protective over her car.
Doesn't she sound like a banshee? Like
She screams.
she screams.
If she was on mic, she would be peeking.
Yeah. What do we do? What do I do?
But I don't know if she is the victim, in which case I empathize with her.
Yeah,
or if she's just the loudest.
See, I think in these type, because it's definitely a toxic relationship, marriage, something that's in my backyard.
You remember how we said that we liked to scream when we were little?
Yeah.
She still does.
Yeah, she does.
She's still in that phase.
does that.
I need my card. I'm gonna lose my card.
Yeah, she goes.
It is actually like that.
It's a
No, that was a quote. That wasn't me riffing.
yeah.
I just remember hearing that.
So what? I mean, I kind of want to talk to her and be like, "Hey, let's get to know each other." You know?
You talking about? So you've mentioned two possible guests on the podcast: Homeless Mike
Homeless Mike.
and Screamy Neighbor.
I think I just found out that I have to move. I've got a kid on the way. I have a neighbor that's obviously on methamphetamines. She screams.
I don't know that she lives there.
Who knows?
She may be a frequent guest
How
star.
about this? Maybe I go over
I
there.
don't think she gets mail there, dude.
If I go over there and all of a sudden no one lives there, and I
And they're like, no one's lived there for years.
1983, a woman was murdered there trying to protect her car. It is a problem. I think if you were to Zillow my house before she moved in, to now, I think we've lost value on this house
Yeah.
because of her banshee ways.
She be
It is very-
screaming.
And it's so weird. I've got such a cool neighbor on the front, back neighbor. It's like a mullet. I got good neighbor in the front, bad neighbor in the back, dude. It is not. It's a thing, man. And like the baby's coming, and I'm like, I don't even want. I'm a big aura guy. I'm becoming more of a vibe, and like I don't want my baby around. We are creatures of our surroundings, and I don't want.
You don't want that in
I
the
don't want
sauce.
my baby
You don't
getting
want-
around.
You don't want their first words to be, "Where's my car?"
car. Where's my car? Yeah, I like how in your world that babies are parrots.
Actually, in real life, babies are parrots, Ross. They learn the words you teach them. You don't want her getting in on the vocab list. you know?
Yeah. I hope that everything is okay, and I hope their relationship
That's
gets
a
better.
sweet message, though. I hope that you are okay. And if you are, in fact, okay, could you please shut up?
Yeah. It's just wild. I had one interaction with the guy that lives there, and it went poor. I actually had two interactions. Both of them very weird. Very weird. First time I saw the guy, I was looking at my neighbors to the left, and over to the neighbors on my left, there's
I like that all of these could be different people depending on how you're facing.
yeah.
So it's all safe. It's okay. Maybe he wasn't facing our house. I don't know.
So I look to the neighbor on the left, and I see like 5 or 6 peacocks. Just beautiful birds.
Big ones.
Big ones.
5 peacocks?
5, 6 peacocks.
A 5-pack of cocks?
Yeah, 4 of them. 4 of them were all like kind of like boring peacocks. To be honest with you, I think 4 of them were just duds. I forgot which one's male or female. All I know is one of them is prettier than the other sex.
Peahens are girls. Peacocks are boys.
Okay, so there's this thing.
Dropping knowledge.
This
diamonds
thing
today.
This thing was a pimp cock because this thing had like a bunch of whatever, I don't know. It was
Velvet
either
on and jewels and
Yeah.
like big hats and
The
chains
ladies'
and
man of peacocks.
it was a peacock with a limp.
stuff. He backhand slapped like another one of the peacocks.
Yeah.
This little talon.
Yeah. Where my money? So, why are you following me? Get back on the street, ho! My God.
Get off this roof.
Get off this roof. Well, it's funny they say get off this roof because the peacocks jump off my neighbor to the left. They go into the bad neighbor's backyard, and I'm following
They probably
peacocks.
they were like, "You owe us money.
Yeah.
We've got our car. We took it. And if you ever want to see it again, pay up."
The peacocks go
Come
ahead.
on, Reggie.
Which, by the way, do you guys know this about peacocks? They've got like vert. They fly, jump, or something.
They can dunk.
Yeah, they could easily touch rim. Peacocks jump up on the roof of my bad neighbor's house, and I'm staring at the peacocks on my bad neighbor's house, and then all of a sudden, I look down, and out of nowhere, he's staring at me. Like he's there. I was just looking at the peacocks, and then he sees me being like the neighbor from Home Improvement because he just sees Wilson.
You were Wilsoning
Yeah,
him.
he just sees my eyes. I'm a gangly, tall scarecrow of a man. So he only sees my eyes above the fence, and I go, "Oh, hey, there's peacocks on your roof." What? There's peacocks, and he saw the peacocks, and he's like, "All right." And then he walked. I was like, "Man, this guy did not get excited for peacocks at all."
No.
Yeah, it's like he's seen them all. He sees them all the time or something.
And like a week goes by, right? And I don't know. This was a bad sign, right? I'm still sketching about this. He gave me, this is the second interaction. He gave me a dog bone and some dog treats, right? And I'm thinking, oh, my dogs bark a lot. Are you trying to poison my dogs? You trying to anthrax my dogs? I threw them away.
Hey, I got something you could do. Go back over and stand there and go, "Hey, here's some girlfriend treats."
Yeah, see what he does then. That's that's good.
Or just give him like a set of keys to a car.
Here, I found your girlfriend's car.
Yeah, I found your girlfriend's car. I got some girlfriend treats for you. Wank. And then
I promise they're legit.
They're just dog treats.
Yeah, it's the same dog treats.
Same dog treats. Oh no, man! Can you imagine if he gave me those dog treats and I was like, that looks like your wife's food. God, she's wilding, man. She is a band. I shout out to all neighbors, but not to these, because I like having neighbors. I think neighbors are cool. We're in this together, kind of sort of thing.
Yeah, I'd say about 75% of neighbors are cool, and the left-handed ones, on the other hand,
Yeah,
just find your car and be quiet.
that's the thing.
She's out there wilding, that's for sure. I remember just hanging out because you have a nice little setup back there. You got the bonsais out there.
Got
You
the
got
bonsais.
There's a hammock.
hammock.
Yeah, everything's pretty chill.
Yeah, very tranquil.
You can just imagine just sitting down, like laying in the hammock. You just watered a bonsai. You're waiting for it to bloom. You close your eyes, and then all of a sudden you hear, "I'm gonna lose my job."
She's always yelling, "I'm gonna lose my job."
I'm like, well, then why don't you go there and save it?
Yeah. There's
Work.
Her greatest hits are, "I'm gonna lose my job." Because there's an effing scratch in my car.
Like, what do you do?
I've got to go see the scratch. I'm personally invested on the car scratch because it gets brought up.
And how is it relevant to the security of your employment?
Is that bad? Like, I'm starting to kind of get invested. I don't know any names yet.
I guess she's into auto detailing and body work.
It's gotta be.
Cars.
There's one time they were going at it, and all of a sudden the guy who was there just started yelling, "She's on drugs! She's on drugs!" I was like, oh my god!
That explains everything.
Yeah.
I thought she was just real.
And this podcast
No,
is like
really?
the outlet. Get invested in my neighbors' whatnot. Man, they go hard.
They do go hard, yeah.
It's like it's a sitcom or a TV. It's unbelievable,
Yeah.
the dialogue that's coming out of your backyard.
Yeah. Why is there a scratch?
And the reason that we hear this all the time is because we sit out there to write our silly joke sketches.
Yeah.
And we're out there arguing about a funnier punchline, and then we hear that, and then what do? We just get up and go inside and whisper about it.
I hope everything's okay.
Gosh, can you believe that? I don't want to go. I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, we do go to whisper mode at that point.
Yeah, it gets real whisper mode.
Zelda, Hazel, let's go.
Yeah, you're grabbing the dogs. You're like, I don't know. Listen, you're covering the dog's ears.
I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, I'm so scared.
What if she's like actually a very pleasant person, but she just really doesn't like when people like mess with her car?
I guess.
Like 98% of the time, she's pretty chill, dude.
Yeah, and
You know what
then
I mean?
it's
She's
like her sausage on an antenna. it's like everyone has their like, hey.
Hey, that's a line. There's a line, and you're crossing it.
Yeah. What if he keeps putting sausage on her antenna, and she's like, my car.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my job. If they see this sausage,
If they see this kielbasa.
if you Jimmy Dean me one more time, I'm leaving.
I mean, I've
These
been
cost money.
These costs. Is it a patty or it was a?
It was a link.
It was a link.
It was a thick link. And it covered up. I don't know. Let's say yay. There's antennas about
Yay.
3 feet.
Yeah,
3
it's a
feet
good
antenna.
yard.
I would say it probably covered at least
Half a
a
foot.
tenth of it. Yeah.
Well,
It didn't look good. So
yeah, it didn't look good. Why? He just thought it was funny because of the slapstickness?
yeah, I guess so. He was the pizza maker, so he had access to all of the
topics.
the toppings. He could have really gone like meat lovers on people's antennas, just like
Yeah, you could do like a mix.
kebab.
you could do like a antenna kebab.
You do a pepperoni, then you do a couple olives. And you put that in the sunshine, it might start to smell great.
Maybe he's onto something.
Yeah.
I feel like this is somewhere Guy Fieri would eat. It's like they cook all of the food on antenna. Meet you in the parking lot.
And I'm just this closed-minded guy, just
You
not
weren't letting him
accepting-
create. In fact, you punched him until he stopped.
You got really mad at an artist, man. That's such a bummer.
You killed a young guy for
I
years.
appreciate his art. I mean, but I appreciate that it's art, but not on my. Come on.
Not on your watch.
Yeah, no, I got an antenna to protect.
There's no better way that I would like to wrap up this episode while knowing that, you know, there's essentially an artist / villain out there who was throwing sausages on antennas, and that you defended your mom's car when your mom's car needed you the most.
That's true.
And I'd do it again.
That's good to know.
And if anybody is trying to mess with this podcast, just know Renato has a line.
Yeah.
And if you cross it, he's throwing hands.
It's not much other than like sausages on antennas, though. I want to get that clear. Like I'm a very like chill guy.
You know what's funny is we're gonna have swag for this show, and it's gonna be a little sausage that you put on your antenna.
Yeah,
It says "good sausage."
A good sausage. That is
Writes itself.
episode 5.
We love you.
We love you.
We'll see you later.
Yeah, episode 5. We'll stick the landing better next time.
Night night.
All right, bye. This episode and every episode is brought to you by Attorney Mo DeWitt. If it's a slip and fall,
Guess what?
call Mo DeWitt. Just call Mo.com. You won't regret it. There's no attorney like Mo DeWitt in Central Florida, and I am a shining example of that. He's a huge supporter of the arts and everything local, anything Central Florida.
He supports us. Please support him.
Injured on the go?
Just call Mo.
Just call Mo.com.